Good evening, dear wanderers of the night, and welcome to Unknown Sleepers, where the gentle whispers of history cradle you into rest. As you nestle into your cozy blankets, perhaps with the soft glow of a bedside lamp or the hum of a distant breeze, let the cares of the day dissolve. If these calming tales bring you peace, we'd be honored if you'd subscribe to our channel, a small gesture that keeps these stories glowing. Tonight, we invite you to drift back to a time before clocks ticked or alarms buzzed, when people measured the hours with shadows, stars, and the gentle flow of water. But first, pause for a moment and picture history lovers across the globe, gathered under the same stars, sipping tea or gazing at the moon, eager to hear your tale. In the comments below, share where you're listening from and what time it is. Perhaps you're in a quiet village at dawn, a bustling city at midnight, or a coastal town under twilight's glow. Your words might spark a connection, linking dreamers who cherish the past, their hearts warmed by the same timeless stories. Imagine the soft rustle of parchment, the faint scent of jasmine on an ancient breeze, or the gentle flicker of a lantern in a distant courtyard. Let's begin, slowly and calmly, as the night unfolds its endless tale. Long ago, before the hum of mechanical clocks filled homes, people looked to the world around them to measure time. The sun's golden arc, the stars' silent dance, and the gentle flow of water were their guides, weaving order into the rhythm of life. In villages and cities, from deserts to jungles, ancient societies crafted ways to track the hours, their methods as varied as the lands they called home. As a soft breeze might have brushed against mud brick walls in a Mesopotamian hamlet, people paused to watch the sky, their hearts attuned to the world's quiet pulse, their lives shaped by the gentle passage of time. Our tale begins in Mesopotamia, around 3500 BCE, where the Sumerians built their cities along the Tigris and Euphrates. In Uruk, where clay walls glowed under the sun's warm embrace, priests and scribes observed the sun's journey across the sky. They used simple sundials, flat stones etched with careful lines, to track the hours. As the sun's shadow crept across the stone, its length told the time, guiding farmers to their fields and priests to their rituals. By night, the stars took over, their patterns mapped by scribes who climbed ziggurats, their sandals scuffing softly on clay steps. The scent of burning cedar might have filled the air as they noted the rise of constellations, dividing the night into watches. Time was not precise, but it was enough, a gentle rhythm like the lapping of river water against the shore. Families gathered in courtyards, their voices low, sharing barley bread as the stars twinkled above, their lives shaped by the sky's silent clock. In the quiet of the night, as the cool air carried the scent of the river, villagers might have sat together, their hands warmed by clay ovens, discussing the day's tasks, their hearts lifted by the stars' gentle guidance. The sundial's shadow, cast by the moon's pale light, was a reminder of the divine order, a soft nudge to pause and reflect. By 2800 BCE, the Akkadians had inherited the Sumerian ways, refining their tools in the city of Akkad, where date palms swayed by the river's edge. They improved sundials, carving stone obelisks with curved edges to cast sharper shadows. A tablet from this era, now resting in a museum's silent halls, describes a sundial used in a temple, its shadow marking the hours for prayers to the goddess Inanna, whose love and war governed the heart. At night, Akkadian scribes watched, The stars, naming constellations like the Scorpion, whose rise signaled the planting season. As moonlight spilled across flat rooftops, villagers might have gathered, their eyes tracing the stars' paths, their hearts lifted by the heavens as quiet grace. The passage of time was a gentle guide, like the rustle of palm leaves in the evening breeze, tying their lives to the divine rhythm. Priests standing atop their ziggurats might have lit oil lamps, their flames flickering softly as they offered prayers to align with the sky's will. Families seated in the cool shade of mud brick homes might have shared dates and bread, their voices soft as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the world's endless cycle. Across the sea, in ancient Egypt around 2600 BCE, the Nile's gentle flow shaped a world of stone and papyrus. The Egyptians were masters of solar time, using tall obelisks as sundials to cast long shadows across temple courtyards. In Memphis, where the scent of lotus blossoms lingered in the warm air, priests at the Temple of Ptah marked the hours with these shadows, guiding rituals for the god Ra, the sun's divine embodiment. A famous obelisk now called the Cleopatra's Needle was crafted in this era, its granite surface etched with lines to track the sun's path across the sky. By night, Egyptian astronomers known as hour watchers studied the stars, dividing the night into 12 parts based on the rise of specific constellations, called decans. As a cool breeze drifted through palm groves, farmers paused there, faces turned upward, feeling the weight of eternity in the starlight. Time was a sacred cycle, like the rustle of reeds by the river's edge. Families might have gathered around small fires, their voices soft, sharing flatbread as the stars guided their dreams. Priests standing in the shadow of stone obelisks might have lit incense, its fragrance mingling with the night air, as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity. The obelisk's shadow, cast by the moon's pale glow, was a reminder of the divine order, a gentle nudge to honor the gods. In ancient China by 2000 BCE, during the Xia dynasty, time was measured with the earth and sky. In the Yellow River Valley, where the air carried the scent of rice paddies, farmers used simple shadow sticks, or gnomons, to track the sun's movement. These sticks, planted in the soft soil, cast shadows that shortened at noon and lengthened toward dusk, guiding planting and harvesting. By night, astronomers observed the stars, noting the movement of the Big Dipper to mark the seasons. One oracle bone found in Henan records a star-based calendar from around 1900 BCE, used to plan rituals for the ancestors. As the soft clatter of bamboo echoed in villages, scribes etched these observations, their brushes gliding on silk. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the fall of a leaf in autumn. Families might have shared millet porridge, their hands warmed by clay bowls as the stars twinkled above, their lives tied to the sky's quiet pulse. The emperor, seated in a wooden hall, might have listened to his astronomers, their voices soft as they interpreted the stars' paths. The shadow stick's mark, etched in the earth, was a reminder of the heavens' watch, a gentle call to maintain harmony. By 1600 BCE, the Shang dynasty had refined China's timekeeping. In Anyang, where bronze cauldrons steamed with offerings, astronomers used water clocks, or clepsydras, to measure time indoors. These were clay vessels with a small hole, allowing water to drip steadily, marking hours by the level's fall. A Shang-era clepsydra found in a tomb was decorated with dragon motifs, its water dripping softly like a distant stream. By night, the stars remained the guide, with the pole star as a fixed point for navigation. As the scent of burning pine filled the air, families gathered, their eyes fixed on the sky, their prayers a soft hum. Time was a gentle flow, like the glow of a lantern on a still night. Villagers might have sat in courtyards, sharing rice wine, their voices low, as the water clock's drip marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the world's rhythm. Diviners, seated by flickering fires, might have carved questions onto oracle bones, their tools scraping softly as they sought the ancestors' wisdom. The clepsydra's steady drip was a thread connecting earth and sky, a gentle nudge to honor the divine order. In the Indus Valley around 2300 BCE, the people of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro measured time with the sun and seasons. Their cities, aligned with the cardinal directions, suggest a deep understanding of the sky. Stone markers, possibly early sundials, have been found in Harappa, their surfaces worn by centuries of sun. As the scent of sandalwood drifted through narrow streets, priests might have watched these markers, guiding rituals for the monsoon's arrival. By night, the stars guided traders who navigated the Ravi River under constellations. Time was a gentle cycle, like the flicker of a lamp in a silent home. Families might have gathered on rooftops, their hands warmed by clay cups, sharing lentils as the stars shone above, their lives tied to the sky's quiet rhythm. Priests, standing in open courtyards, might have lit oil lamps, their flames dancing in the breeze as they offered prayers for the land's fertility. The stone marker's shadow, cast by the moon's pale light, was a reminder of the divine order, a soft nudge to pause and reflect. Across the Aegean, by 1400 BCE, the Mycenaean Greeks tracked time with the sun and stars. In Pylos, where olive groves stretched under starlight, priests used portable sundials, small stone discs with etched lines, to mark the hours. These sundials, carried to fields or temples, cast shadows to guide daily tasks. By night, bards sang of constellations, their rise signaling festivals for Zeus. As the soft crash of waves echoed from the shore, families gathered, their voices low, sharing bread and olives. Time was a gentle guide, like the rustle of leaves in a sacred grove. Villagers might have sat by flickering fires, their hands warmed by clay ovens, as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the gods' watch. Bards, seated by the fire's glow, might have strummed lyres, their notes blending with the night air as they wove tales of divine favor. The sundial's shadow, cast by the starlight, was a thread connecting earth and sky, a gentle nudge to honor the divine. By 900 BCE in archaic Greece, timekeeping grew more refined. In Athens, where the scent of time hung in the air, philosophers used water clocks for debates in the agora. These clepsydras, made of bronze, dripped steadily, ensuring speeches stayed brief. A surviving water clock from this era, found in Athens, shows intricate engravings, its drip a soft whisper in the night. By day, sundials marked the hours, their shadows guiding market traders. As moonlight bathed marble altars, priests offered wine, their prayers a soft murmur. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the glow of a temple's flame. Families might have gathered in courtyards, sharing figs, their voices low, as the water clock's drip marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the day's flow. Philosophers, seated in open squares, might have shared wine, their hands warmed by clay cups as they discussed the stars' paths. The clepsydra's steady drip was a reminder of the world's rhythm, a soft nudge to pause and reflect. In ancient India, by 1200 BCE, during the Vedic period, time was sacred. In the Gangetic plains, where the scent of monsoon rains lingered, Brahmin priests used shadow sticks to track the sun, guiding rituals for Agni, the fire god. The Rig Veda mentions divisions of the day called muhurtas, each marked by the sun's position. By night, stars like the Pleiades guided the calendar, signaling festivals. As the soft hum of crickets filled the air, villagers gathered, their hands warmed by clay bowls sharing rice. Time was a gentle cycle, like the ripple of a sacred river. Priests might have lit fires, their flames dancing in the breeze as they chanted mantras, their voices blending with the rustle of palm leaves, a quiet reminder of the divine rhythm. Families seated in the cool shade of banyan trees might have shared lentils, their voices soft as the stars marked the hours, a gentle nudge to honor the gods. By 700 BCE in the Maya lowlands, time was a cosmic dance. In cities like El Mirador, where limestone pyramids rose above the jungle, priests used observatories to track the sun and stars. Stone markers, aligned with solstices, cast shadows to mark the seasons, guiding planting and rituals. By night, the Milky Way, called the World Tree, divided the hours, its stars a celestial clock. As the calls of howler monkeys echoed, communities gathered, their voices low, offering maize. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the patter of rain on palm leaves. Families might have sat in plazas, sharing tamales, their hands warmed by clay plates. As the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the cosmic order. Priests adorned with jade beads might have offered copal incense, its smoke curling in the breeze as they sought the gods' favor. The stone marker's shadow cast by the starlight was a thread connecting earth and sky, a gentle nudge to maintain harmony. In ancient Persia, around 600 BCE during the Achaemenid Empire, time was measured with precision. In Persepolis, where the scent of cedar filled royal halls, priests used water clocks to time royal audiences, their steady drip marking the hours. Sundials carved from marble adorned palaces, their shadows guiding daily tasks. As torchlight flickered on stone reliefs, priests offered prayers, their voices soft, seeking harmony. Time was a gentle flow like the glow of a fire in a desert night. Families might have gathered in courtyards, sharing flatbread, their hands warmed by clay ovens as the water clock's drip marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the empire's rhythm. Magi, standing in open courtyards, might have lit fires, their flames dancing in the breeze as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity. The sundial's shadow, cast by the moon's pale light, was a reminder of Ahura Mazda's watch, a soft nudge to honor the divine. By 500 BCE in classical Greece, timekeeping blended art and science. In Athens, where the Parthenon gleamed under starlight, water clocks called clepsydrae were used in courts, their drip ensuring fair trials. A famous clepsydra found in the Agora held enough water for a 6-minute speech, its soft drip a gentle guide. By day, sundials marked the hours, their shadows guiding philosophers like Plato. As a soft sea breeze carried the sound of lyres, families gathered, their voices low, sharing wine. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the flicker of an oil lamp. Villagers might have sat in agorous squares, their hands warmed by clay cups, as the water clock's drip marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the day's flow. Philosophers seated in marble halls might have shared olives, their voices soft as they discussed the stars' paths. The clepsydra's steady drip was a thread connecting earth and sky, a gentle nudge to pause and reflect. In the Andes, by 100 CE, the Nazca people tracked time with the sun and stars. In their desert plains, where the scent of maize fields mingled with ocean air, stone alignments marked solstices, guiding planting. By night, constellations signaled rituals for the rain god Kon. As starlight fell on geoglyphs, communities gathered, their voices low, offering coca leaves. Time was a gentle cycle, like the rustle of sand underfoot. Families might have sat in plazas, sharing roasted maize, their hands warmed by clay plates. As the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the divine rhythm. Priests standing on adobe platforms might have offered pottery, its clay warmed by the sun as they sought the gods' favor. The stone alignment's shadow cast by the starlight was a reminder of the cosmic order, a soft nudge to maintain harmony. By 200 CE in the Roman Republic, time was measured with sophistication. In Rome, where the Tiber River flowed past markets, sundials adorned forums, their bronze surfaces etched with hours. A famous sundial built by Augustus used an obelisk's shadow to mark the day. Water clocks called horologia ex aqua timed Senate debates, their drip a soft whisper. As the scent of baking bread wafted through, families gathered, their voices low, sharing olives. Time was a gentle flow, like the sound of sandals on cobblestone. Senators might have sat in marble halls, their hands warmed by clay cups, as the water clocks drip the hours, a quiet reminder of the Republic's rhythm. Augurs, standing in open courtyards, might have lit fires, their flames dancing. In the breeze, as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity, the sundial's shadow cast by the moon's pale light was a reminder of the god's watch, a soft nudge to honor the divine. By 400 CE, in the Roman Empire, timekeeping was Christianized. In Constantinople, where the scent of incense filled basilicas, monks used candle clocks marked wax tapers to time prayers. Each inch burned marked an hour, its flame a gentle guide. Sundials still marked the day, their shadows guiding markets. As a soft rain pattered on tiled roofs, believers gathered, their voices soft, sharing bread. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the glow of a candle in a darkened hall. Monks might have sat in scriptoriums, their hands warmed by clay lamps, as the candle's flame marked the hours, a quiet reminder of God's watch. Families, seated in candle-lit homes, might have shared wine, their voices low as the stars shone above, a gentle nudge to maintain faith. In ancient Japan, by 600 CE, during the Asuka period, time was tied to the seasons. In Nara, where cherry blossoms drifted under starlight, astronomers used star charts to mark festivals, their rise signaling rituals for the kami. Sundials made of wood adorned temples, their shadows guiding prayers. As the soft strum of a koto echoed, nobles gathered, their voices low, offering rice. Time was a gentle cycle, like the fall of petals in spring. Families might have sat in wooden halls, sharing sake, their hands warmed by clay cups, as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the divine rhythm. Astronomers, seated by flickering lamps, might have written in their diaries, their brushes gliding on paper as they sought the Kami's favor. The sundial's shadow cast by the starlight was a thread connecting earth and sky, a gentle nudge to honor the spirits. By 800 CE, in the Tang dynasty of China, timekeeping was refined. In Chang'an, where the scent of plum blossoms filled the air, astronomers used intricate water clocks, their gears turning with the drip of water. A Tang-era clepsydra found in Xi'an timed imperial ceremonies, its soft drip a gentle guide. By day, sundials marked the hours, their shadows guiding markets. As the soft clatter of wooden clogs echoed, scholars gathered, their voices low, sharing tea. Time was a gentle flow, like the glow of a lantern in a garden. Families might have sat in courtyards, their hands warmed by clay cups. As the water, clock's drip marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the dynasty's rhythm. Astronomers, seated in open pavilions, might have lit incense, its smoke curling in the breeze, as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity. The clepsydra's steady drip was a reminder of the heavens' watch, a soft nudge to maintain harmony. In the Islamic world, by 1000 CE, timekeeping was both science and faith. In Baghdad's House of Wisdom, where the scent of ink lingered, scholars like al-Biruni crafted astrolabes, their dials tracking the sun and stars. These tools, etched with Arabic script, timed prayers with precision. Water clocks called bakhul dripped in mosques, their soft sound guiding worship. As the call to prayer echoed, families gathered, their voices low, sharing dates. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the rustle of parchment in a scholar's study. Scholars might have sat in courtyards, their hands warmed by clay lamps, as the astrolabes dial marked the hours, a quiet reminder of Allah's watch. Families, seated in the cool shade of palm trees, might have shared flatbread, their voices soft as the water clock's drip marked the hours, a gentle nudge to maintain faith. By 1200 CE in medieval Europe, time was monastic. In Canterbury, where mist hung over cathedrals, monks used hourglasses, sand-filled bulbs, to time prayers. Each grain's fall marked a moment, its soft rustle a gentle guide. Sundials marked the day, their shadows guiding markets. As the scent of beeswax filled scriptoriums, villagers gathered, their voices soft, sharing bread. Time was a gentle cycle, like the flicker of candlelight on a stone wall. Monks might have sat in cloisters, their hands warmed by clay lamps, as the hourglass's sand marked the hours, a quiet reminder of God's rhythm. Families, seated in wooden homes, might have shared cheese, their voices low, as the stars shone above, a gentle nudge to maintain faith. In the Songhai Empire by 1400 CE, time was tied to the seasons. In Gao, where the Niger River flowed under starlight, griots used star patterns to mark festivals, their rise signaling rituals for the ancestors. Sundials made of clay adorned mosques, their shadows guiding prayers. As the scent of shea butter filled the air, communities gathered, their voices low, offering kola nuts. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the glow of a fire in a desert night. Families might have sat in plazas, sharing yams, their hands warmed by clay plates as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the ancestors' watch. Griots, seated by flickering fires, might have sung softly, their voices blending with the rustle of palm leaves as they wove tales of the past. The sundial's shadow cast by the starlight was a reminder of the divine order, a soft nudge to honor the spirits. By 1500 CE, in the Aztec Empire, time was cosmic. In Tenochtitlan, where the scent of copal incense rose, priests used stone calendars, their carvings tracking the sun's cycle. The Tonalpohualli, a 260-day ritual calendar, guided ceremonies, its days marked by glyphs. As the soft splash of canals echoed, communities gathered, their voices low, offering maize. Time was a gentle cycle, like the ripple of water in a sacred lake. Families might have sat in plazas, sharing tamales, their hands warmed by clay plates as the calendar's glyphs marked the days, a quiet reminder of the gods' rhythm. Priests, standing on stone pyramids, might have lit fires, their flames dancing in the breeze as they sought the gods' favor. The calendar's glyphs, etched in stone, were a thread connecting earth and sky, a gentle nudge to maintain harmony. In the Inca Empire, by 1400 CE, time was tied to the sun. In Cusco, where the scent of quinoa fields rose, priests used stone markers, called Intihuatana, to track the sun's path, their shadows marking solstices. By night, the stars guided rituals for Inti, the sun god. As the soft hum of the Andes echoed, communities gathered, their voices low, offering coca leaves. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the ripple of a mountain stream. Families might have sat in plazas, sharing roasted maize, their hands warmed by clay plates, as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the divine rhythm. Priests standing on stone terraces might have lit fires, their flames dancing in the breeze as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity. The Intihuatana's shadow, cast by the starlight, was a reminder of the cosmic order, a soft nudge to honor the gods. In Polynesia, by 1200 CE, time was measured by the stars. In the islands of the Pacific, where the scent of coconut filled the air, navigators used star paths to mark the seasons, their rise guiding canoes across the ocean. By day, the sun's position timed fishing trips, its shadows cast on wooden markers. As the soft crash of waves echoed, communities gathered, their voices low, offering fish. Time was a gentle cycle, like the ripple of water under a canoe. Families might have sat on beaches, sharing roasted taro, their hands warmed by clay plates as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the gods' watch. Navigators, standing on wooden canoes, might have offered shells, their hands steady as they sought the gods' favor. The star paths traced in the sky were a thread connecting earth and sea, a gentle nudge to maintain harmony. In Aboriginal Australia, by 1000 CE, time was tied to the land. In the outback, where the scent of eucalyptus filled the air, elders used the stars to mark the seasons, their rise signaling rituals for the dream time. By day, the sun's position guided hunting, its shadows cast on rock formations. As the soft hum of didgeridoos echoed, communities gathered, their voices low, offering ochre. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the rustle of leaves in a desert breeze. Families might have sat by campfires, sharing kangaroo meat, their hands warmed by the fire's glow, as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the ancestors' watch. Elders, seated by flickering fires, might have told stories, their voices blending with the night air as they wove tales of the dream time. The star patterns traced in the sky were a reminder of the eternal order, a soft nudge to honor the land. In medieval Korea, by 1100 CE, during the Goryeo dynasty, time was measured with precision. In Kaesong, where the scent of ginseng filled the air, astronomers used water clocks, their drip timing royal ceremonies. Sundials made of stone adorned palaces, their shadows guiding scholars. As the soft chime of temple bells echoed, families gathered, their voices low, sharing rice. Time was a gentle flow, like the glow of a lantern in a wooden hall. Families might have sat in courtyards, their hands warmed by clay cups. As the water clock's drip marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the dynasty's rhythm. Astronomers, seated in open pavilions, might have lit incense, its smoke curling in the breeze as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity. The sundial's shadow, cast by the starlight, was a reminder of the heavens' watch, a soft nudge to maintain harmony. In the Ottoman Empire, by 1500 CE, timekeeping was refined. In Istanbul, where the scent of rosewater filled the air, scholars used astrolabes, their dials tracking the sun and stars. Water clocks called su saati dripped in mosques, their soft sound guiding prayers. As the call to prayer echoed, families gathered, their voices low, sharing flatbread. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the rustle of silk in a bazaar. Scholars might have sat in courtyards, their hands warmed by clay lamps. As the astrolabes dial marked the hours, a quiet reminder of Allah's watch. Families, seated in the cool shade of plane trees, might have shared dates, their voices soft. As the water clock's drip marked the hours, a gentle nudge to maintain faith. In earliest modern Russia, by 1700 CE, time was rustic. In Moscow, where the scent of pine filled the air, villagers used sundials, their shadows guiding markets. Candle clocks marked with notches timed evening prayers, their flames a gentle guide. As the soft chime of church bells echoed, families gathered, their voices low, sharing bread. Time was a gentle cycle, like the glow of a fire in a wooden home. Families might have sat in log cabins, their hands warmed by clay bowls. As the candle's flame marked the hours, a quiet reminder of God's watch. Priests, standing in wooden churches, might have lit candles, their flames flickering in the breeze as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity. The sundial's shadow, cast by the starlight, was a reminder of the divine order, a soft nudge to maintain faith. By 1800 CE in rural France, time was simple. Where the scent of lavender drifted, villagers used sundials, their shadows guiding markets. Hourglasses timed cooking, their sand a soft whisper. As the soft chime of bells echoed, families gathered, their voices gentle, sharing cheese. Time was a gentle rhythm, like the glow of a candle in a darkened room. Families might have sat in stone homes, their hands warmed by clay bowls. As the hourglass's sand marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the day's flow. Priests, standing in ancient chapels, might have lit incense, its smoke curling in the breeze as they offered prayers for the land's harmony. The hourglass's sand, falling softly, was a thread connecting earth and sky, a gentle nudge to pause and reflect. By 1900 CE, in Meiji, Japan, time blended tradition and science. In Tokyo, where the scent of cedar filled shrines, sundials adorned, gardens their shadows guiding prayers. Star charts, used by fishermen, marked the seasons, their rise a gentle guide. As the soft strum of a shamisen echoed, communities gathered, their voices low, offering rice. Time was a gentle cycle, like the fall of cherry blossoms in spring. Families might have sat in wooden homes, their hands warmed by clay cups, as the stars marked the hours, a quiet reminder of the Kami's watch. Priests, standing in ancient shrines, might have lit lanterns, their flames flickering in the breeze as they offered prayers for the land's prosperity. The sundial's shadow, cast by the starlight, was a reminder of the divine order, a soft nudge to honor the spirit. And so, dear wanderers, our long and gentle tale of time comes to a close. From the ziggurats of Mesopotamia to the pyramids of the Maya, from the islands of Polynesia to the rivers of Songhai, people have measured the hours with shadows, stars, and the soft drip of water, their lives tied to the world's quiet rhythm. As you rest beneath your own starry sky, perhaps with the distant hoot of an owl or the rustle of leaves outside, let these ancient stories wrap you in peace. If this tale has soothed you, we invite you to return to Unknown Sleepers for more. Whispers from the past, each one a gentle guide into dreams. For now, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the night cradle you. Good night, and sleep well.